Organization, it's such a trendy thing these days. Have you seen Khloe Kardashian's fridge? Or how about Heather Dubrow's? There are actually people these days who make a good living out of organizing other people's stuff. However, I am not one of them. As long as I can remember, I have been pretty disorganized. In fact, in high school, I had some teachers say that they were amazed that I got good grades because I was so unorganized. But that is changing this year. I have 2 New Year's resolutions. One of them is to be more organized, and the other is to eat healthier. Combine those two, and what do you get? Organizing a fridge. Let's get started. So the first thing I read to do is to take everything out of the fridge. Camille, you can come over here. You're going to help with this. We're going to take everything out of the fridge and we're going to put it outside. Is that crazy? Yeah, it's a little crazy. About as crazy as your lipstick. You kind of look like the Joker. But we're going to take everything out of the fridge and put it outside and clean and sanitize the fridge. So part of the reason for taking everything out of the fridge is that you also figure out what is in your fridge. Like I have these old Christmas tree watermelons that I was going to bring to my mom's for Christmas, but then I forgot them there. So yeah, that'll go in the trash. I have some expired almond milk and some expired Cool Whip too in this stash. So all of that will go in the trash and then we'll have more room to be organized. Oh yeah, and that's too, we have like 3 7-Ups in the fridge. So this is kind of embarrassing how dirty I found my fridge to be once I cleaned everything out. My sister would be freaking out right now because she would think this is so unsanitary. Yuck. It definitely needs a good cleaning. After you have done that, then you want to take all of the items that were in your fridge and group them into like categories. Put all the dairy together, put all the drinks together, put all the vegetables together. And then after that, we'll look into where we put each food. When it comes to organization, containers are really trendy these days. I got 6 of these from Dollar General. They were around $3 each, and by the time I used my coupon, it was probably like $1 each, so they were fairly cheap. And I'm finally switching to glass containers instead of plastic. I've been using plastic for a long time, but you've probably all heard about the possible dangers of plastic. So with my kids, I'm switching to glass. I'd also recommend buying either square or rectangular containers rather than circle containers because these take up less space within your fridge. You might have the urge to cut up all of your veggies and wash them once you get to the grocery store and put them in these containers. You've probably seen videos about that. It is good to do that so you can grab them more quickly. However, if you're not going to eat those fruits and veggies within the next couple of days, you should hold off on that. Only cut and wash the amount that you'll eat within the next couple days because otherwise they're more likely to go bad once you wash and cut them. Another tip that I read about is you can take a paper towel and put it in your lettuce bag, and that'll make your lettuce stay better longer because the lettuce releases moisture, and instead of that moisture going back into the lettuce, it will hopefully go into the paper towel. Pretty handy, right? So Camille, are you ready to show the finished product? Here we go. Does it look a lot better? So we'll kind of talk about what we did. So there is a method to the madness of where you should put things. First of all, on the side drawers, you want to have condiments and beverages and things that don't matter if they get a little bit warmer because the doors are the areas that have the most temperature fluctuations. Then on the top shelf, that's the warmest shelf in your refrigerator because remember, heat rises, right? So on the top shelf, you want to keep things like beverages. Then moving a little bit further down, I have leftovers on the next shelf. I keep milk is the one beverage that I keep a little bit further down because it is a little bit more sensitive. Along with some of my pre-cut stuff, I want to have that handy just to be able to grab and go there from that shelf. I also have the eggs a little bit further down. Now, you may have seen people with fancy glass egg containers, but you really do want to avoid that because, believe it or not, these containers are made to keep the eggs better longer. Now, when you're putting stuff into your refrigerator, you might want to think like you're stocking shelves at a grocery store. I did do that for a job once. And so you want to have the product further out, not stuck behind, and then the label facing forward. I'll show you what looks better, this or this or this. If you keep all of the labels facing forward, it will make your fridge look a little bit fancier and more organized. In our shelves, we have fruit and veggies in the first shelf, and I tried to line them up fancy, just like in a grocery store, how you have things toward the front and you have the similar things in a row. I tried to do that there. And then on the bottom shelf, we have meat and dairy. So you want to keep your dairy in a very cold spot. And on top of that, the meat is best to keep on the bottom because you want to avoid the meat dripping into other foods. If you have any tips on organization, I would love to hear them. Please comment down below. And while you're there, I would appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and the bell and join this YouTube family. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And happy organizing, everyone.